How did I go from this to this? Well, you grew out your hair, you got some piercings, you dyed your hair, and you stuck out your tongue. That's how you did it. It's really not that questionable or such a mystery. It's not mystical. It's not exciting. It's very obvious that you fell victim to all of the propaganda. That is how. Hey guys, it's Angela. Hopefully in this video, we can help some lost souls find their way back home after having gone through some very serious woke transitions. If you are new, please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, and let's begin. At their root, these transformations show what happens when you join such a terrifying cult. A cult is a system of religious veneration and devotion directed toward a particular figure or object, the devil in this case, a relatively small group of people having religious beliefs or practices regarded by others as strange or sinister. The woke religion is both of those, and I want to share with you an excerpt from this book, The 48 Laws of Power, to show that people who have gone through these woke transformations are just victims of a cult. Law number 27 is to play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following. The book goes on to say that people experience a sense of power from building these cults, and by playing on people's repressed sexuality, you lead them into mistaking their excited feelings for signs of your mystical strength. You gain untold power by working on people's unrealized desire for a kind of promiscuous and pagan unity. Why would you go from being a normal, handsome man to looking like an actual monster, or a beautiful young lady to looking like some type of reptile? They are trying to play to our fantasies and make this seem beautiful, and it is actually the ugliest thing ever. This is what I looked like a month before I started transitioning.
I started transitioning back in 21. And this is what I look like after about a year and 5 months of HRT. The point that I'm making is that for years before I finally broke down and started HRT, started to transition, I had thought that there was no point to it because I would just be a really ugly woman.
And yet, this is somebody that believes they are actually being themselves. Here we have a beautiful girl. I guess it all began with the septum piercing. She was so feminine, love her makeup, love her hairstyle. And then here it comes. Oh, okay. So she shaved her head. Yes, incredible move. Somehow this is supposed to be inspirational. And now she has a beer belly. That's a lot of hair on your stomach, gauges with earrings in them. And honestly, now this woman looks 100% like a man. People who undergo these types of transformations are seriously so power hungry. They're trying to recreate themselves just so that they can command attention. But in doing exactly that, they tarnish their reputation, which is incredibly important. Here you have me in high school, looking cute, goes on an LDS mission, religious person, trying to fit in, and now let's watch her recreate herself. So she looks happy, she's smiling, and apparently trying to fit in and dressing up as a girl that she was. She just knew it just wasn't her. So now she has pecs. Now she apparently has a bulge. These people sure are trying to create spectacles and basically put up a smokescreen and cover for the fact of what they are actually doing. And that is simply distorting reality. And honestly, I find it so sad that people go through so much work to have these transitions. And at the end of the day, they are still facing the reality of who they are. Behind the smoke screen of all the surgeries that this woman has had, she is still a girl, and she will always be one. A year ago, I was a whole male, and it's crazy to think that a year later, nothing has changed. Now you have black lipstick on and black eyeliner on, and I just do not understand how slapping on some makeup makes you a woman. But even if this person plans all the way ahead and takes it all the way, gets all the surgeries, they can lie to the entire world, but they cannot lie to themselves. So here we have a nice looking man before his transition, and he looks great, he looks fine, but then something along the way happened. At some point, he decided to join a cult. He decided that pretending to be a woman was the best use of his life. What I don't understand is that the people who support this movement think that gender is just a bunch of cultural norms, and then they have people switching from one cultural norm to the other. But if it's just a cultural norm, then why are you conforming to all of them? As if wearing long fake nails makes you a woman, and as if it has nothing to do with having a uterus and boobs and being able to have babies and nurse them. It just makes me feel like a guy like this hates women, and he sees women as a sexual object, basically, because that's what he made of himself. This guy says, me, I want to be a pretty girl. Society, well, you're not a pretty girl, and you know it. And so what does he do? He makes it his life mission to try to prove to other people that he can become a pretty girl. So ridiculous. Me, but I want to be me. Now look at me now. Everywhere I go, people are terrified of me, and I have boobs that are falling out of my very short pink dress because apparently being a woman means to be incredibly provocative, to spin in circles and flip your hair all around and just smile and have a really small nose and small facial features. Men dressing up as women is one of the most offensive things. They are trying to make it seem like normal feminine characteristics are manly, and if any women have these types of characteristics, then they should be considered more manly. The thing that is most unfortunate is some women are more naturally feminine than other women, but that doesn't make them a man. It is such a distortion of reality. Here we have a fine-looking, normal young male, and then he turns himself into what people would consider looks like a very feminine, pretty girl. What is the actual point of doing this? If women in society who typically tend to support LGBTQ stuff are so tired of needing to fit this perfect feminine role, then why do we support men who try 1,000 times harder to be the perfect women if that's what we don't even want other women to be doing, apparently? It's literally actually ridiculous. And you can tell, even though it looks like a woman, you can tell that this person is a man. You can just tell by the body shape. And yet there he was as a guy, but now he's wearing short skirts and popping out his back, trying to look curvy and trying to mock women. All this is a mockery. And I don't understand why people are supportive of this and they rush to the comments like, oh, you're gorgeous, you're beautiful. The lengths that people go to transition is so sad. 1 month on T Voice.
This is my voice. One day on T. My name is Ocean, and this is my voice about a month and a half on T.
What I find so sad about this is that our voices are so unique to who we are. Nobody who ever existed or will ever exist has the same tonation and sound that you do. So why are people changing their voices to fit some copy and paste mold for every other person who's transitioning? In trying to be unique and in trying to express themselves, they are becoming the most basic people. How did I go from this to this? Well, you grew out your hair, you got some piercings, you dyed your hair, and you stuck out your tongue. That's how you did it. It's really not that questionable or such a mystery. It's not mystical. It's not exciting. It's very obvious that you fell victim to all of the propaganda. That is how. Here we have a woman who is in the military, and she put a lot of effort in to turn herself into a man. And walking down the street, you would think that this is a guy. You would think so. And that is the creepiest part about it. Winning is passing transphobic guys from high school while shopping in your hometown and not having an ounce of fear because you've leveled up higher than they could ever reach. So this dude thinks he's really done well in life, really become so successful, as if this is how women act and as if women actually have breasts like that, and we just stand around in our rooms and make all of these weird poses to prove our womanhood. If you have to do all of that to be a woman, there is 110% chance that you're not. This is how I used to look, and then I got sick with the woke mind virus, and this is me now. And the crazy thing is I don't see a huge difference between this guy and this guy. Even though this one appears to be more feminine, it doesn't make him any more woman than this guy. Here we have somebody showing the progression or regression of their voice.
Before transitioning, my voice sounded like this.
We will be having probably another customs tournament towards the summer, most likely. I will probably be doing it a little different.
And it might be funny for people to see, but...
Okay, so he's going to say that people used to make fun of his voice. His voice was fine. You didn't have to do all of this to change it. So apparently he began to practice on how to get a female pitched voice, as if women sit around and just really practice on working on their pitch. Being who you are does not entail trying to mimic stereotypes of the other gender. This is this girl's pre-transition. She's very fit, looks happy, and seems like she's doing well in life. That is until the woke virus is going to hit her, and now she gained a bunch of weight, a ridiculous amount of weight, very masculine. Apparently, this is what people think is beautiful nowadays. And self-expression means to not take care of your health and to not care for yourself or care about how your actions are affecting other people around you. This person, after 3 years of the woke mind virus, went from being this to this, and like this is a good look. And I could make fun of this person for still looking like a man after 3 years of trying to look like a woman, but even if they did resemble a woman somehow, or what they think a woman is, and they go to great lengths to spin in circles and try to be feminine, at the end of the day, they don't even know what it actually means to be a woman. They want to play dress up and have fun with all of the cool and cute things about being a girl, like getting your nails and your hair done, but they would never assume any real things that a woman has to go through, like menstrual pains and childbirth, along with having the emotions that real women actually have and need to learn how to manage and deal with every single day. The people who have made these transitions are the biggest fraudsters and scammers in this world. One of my favorite laws of this book is to work on the hearts and mind of others. And that's why it's important to remember that the people who have been affected by the woke mind virus are just like us. They want to be happy. They want to be at least reasonably prosperous in life. And they want to be loved. They want to be accepted. They want to have friends and good relationships. And those are all things that we can relate to. And there are ways of accomplishing those things, and there are ways of not accomplishing those things, one of them being the woke mind virus. But I'm so happy to see so many positive people in my community that are prioritizing their health. If you would like to be a part of this community, make sure that you are subscribed, and I will see you next time. Bye.